Yeah, I thought obviously it was a good game overall. The second half, I thought our guys did a nice job in the first 10 minutes, and then North Carolina Central did a really good job, all right, down the stretch in the last 10 minutes of, putting pressure on us, and we didn't handle it extremely well. And something certainly that we can learn from, but some really, really good highlights out there. Johan really protecting the basket there with 7 blocks, Dallin 7 assists. The ball was moving. The offensive rebounding was there again, in the first half. And, I thought the shot making was pretty solid. But excited, to win and excited to continue to get better.
Jeff and then Mike.
I believe you had 22 assists on 28 makes, made 14 three-pointers. From an offensive standpoint, was this a little bit more what you want it to look like than maybe it was the first night?
I don't know that I would say that. I think their zone bothered us, I would say. I felt like too many times we were playing outside of 3 and above, the timeline, and they pushed us out, and we didn't play below them enough. Later in the first half, we began to get a little bit of a rhythm. And then certainly at the beginning of the second half, I thought our guys, did a nice job of beginning to find the gaps to penetrate, because ultimately you have to penetrate, any kind of a zone, whether it's by the pass or, by the bounce. And we did a little bit of both, and the guys were unselfish and found one another. When our defense was tight, we were able to rebound and run and get some stuff in transition. And we were for the first 10 minutes of the second half. And then the last 10, we took the foot off the gas a little bit on that side and made some uncharacteristic mistakes. And so we've got to clean those up, in the next couple practices.
The second game in a row that Tess, Ugo, Johan were really dominant in the paint. Can you tell from your eye if that's going to translate when they don't have the same physical advantage that they've had in these 2 games?
We'll see. Yeah, we're just at the beginning of this. Yeah, I can't answer that right this second. I think we've got to get a lot better. We know that, and most teams do at this stage. If you stay like you are right now, it's going to be a problem. And so our focus is just to continue to play to our strengths, and certainly they're a part of that. Trying to get them the ball inside when we can is going to be important for us. But them making the right play when they get it in there also is important. And I think you saw, Tess catch it in the second half. They doubled really quickly, and then the ball was out, and then we were able to get a quality look. And so we have to use that advantage, that we have at times.
With the full court man-to-man pressure, is the goal to force turnovers or to disrupt them and take them out of their rhythm and use up some shot clock?
Yeah, it's not to force turnovers. Yeah, it's to pressure, all right, and guard their ball handlers full court, to take the time, really, is what we're trying to do. And occasionally you'll get some steals just because of it. That's not to say that we don't have, a press where we trap and do some of those types of things. We have different presses when it's dead ball, all right, and it's a free throw and things like that. But we haven't really gotten to that yet. Right now we're just focusing on getting better at guarding the ball full court and really sustaining pressure, up the court and trying to take as much clock as we can.
Ugo and Johan both have the physical characteristics to be great shot blockers. What's been the process of bringing them along defensively otherwise?
Yeah, I think that some of it's natural. Like, they just have that ability to do it. And I think the other part of that is just, making sure that they get their body between the ball and the basket. And there's a lot of times where, guards are coming down or someone else is coming downhill at you. And I think Johan had quite a few tonight where his chest was right there, in front of the offensive player. It's really textbook wall up, and really proud of him for that. And Ugo, he's more of a swatter. He likes to swat the shot, and he's really good at that too. And I thought he had an excellent first half from that perspective.
Jakari, Ugo, and Chance have proved to be a very valuable unit coming off the bench together. Can you speak just a little more to that? And also, a little more on the pairing of Hugo and Johan as well, which you mentioned
Yeah.
after Ryder.
Yeah, that's the first time we've done that, and we've practiced it, 4 or 5 times at this point, and I thought they did pretty well, in both halves. Certainly in the first half, you could see, they're 2 tall guys out there, and you have to monitor when they're in there, and you try to do it around a break if you can, so they get a little bit of a rest, and they're not having to go 2 stretches, or at least one of them isn't. But they'll get more comfortable as the year goes on, and so we'll see how that progresses. But certainly something that we wanted to investigate. As it relates to our bench, I'm proud of our bench. Chance always comes in and gives us a lift. Elijah does too. Jakari certainly as well, and Ugo has been excellent, off the bench so far. And so, we're confident in those guys. And when you press, all of a sudden you have that next wave of guys coming in. Hopefully the team that you're playing keeps some of the same unit in there, and now they're facing a fresh guy. And so that's part of the strategy, but it doesn't always work out that way when you're playing a deep team.
Sticking with your rotations, a couple points you had Chance and Dallin together on
Yeah.
the floor, Dallin playing off the ball. What do you like about that setup?
Just the ball handling and passing. They both can shoot. They're both, point guards and understand what to do out there. We played that lineup with the 2 bigs a little bit, and I think we had a pretty good ball handling, lineup with them just to help them out a little bit. And, I do like that lineup. It's fast, and we take care of the ball.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
All right.